The UK is to help protect Australia's plants and trees following the devastating bushfires by collecting and storing seeds from some of the worst affected areas. They will be kept at the Millennium Seed Bank of the Royal Botanic Gardens. The bank uses underground freezers to store seeds which could be used to grow new plants in future. Botswana will hold its first major auction today to sell licences to trophy hunters to kill 70 elephants. To the dismay of conservationists, the country last year lifted a 5-year-old ban on hunting the animals. Officials argue that elephants were eating crops and at times trampling people. And that's the latest world news from the BBC.
明天的希望无限，听见台北的人情味。全世界火力在线，全都在台北 Radio。
公民总主笔，
方恩格时间。
当家抢先报，你不能不知道。
明天就是元宵节了，2020台北灯节也将在明天晚上正式点灯开幕。在今天晚上公民总主笔周五方恩格的时间当中，我们特别邀请台北市观光传播局吕文树科员来介绍今年台北灯节的活动主题、参观的重点以及参观民众应该注意的防疫事项。同时我们也邀请到东区亲子互动灯区的起司月球狂想的策展艺术家林宇儂来谈谈作品的发想灵感以及设计的理念。
谁当家？
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 你当家？
谁当家？
谁当家？谁当家？
谁当家？我当家。你当家？我当家。
我当家。
到底谁当家？你来当家。
Good evening, I'm Ross Darrell Feingold, and this is the Residence Messenger program on Taipei Broadcasting Station. We're joined today by two very special guests to discuss the Lantern Festival here in Taipei City. Vincent Liu from the Department of Information and Tourism at the Taipei City Government. Vincent, welcome to the show.
Hello, everyone.
And Una Lin, a designer for part of the very special Lantern Festival events and exhibitions. And we'll be talking about these exhibits and what it has to do with rats and cheese in a few minutes. But before we get to the details of the Lantern Festival itself, Vincent, just, everyone's concerned about the virus, the coronavirus that came from China. And for people who are going to attend the event, and it's safe to attend, right? It is safe to go there, yes?
Yeah, it's safe.
Okay, people who are thinking of going, it's safe to go. Bring your family, bring your children, right, Una?
Yes.
But Vincent, you have a few safety tips to make people feel that it's safe to go. So maybe you could just share a little bit with us for people who are going to go to the Lantern Festival in Taipei City. What are some things they should keep in mind for health safety?
Yes, this is the situation is quite special because in response to the coronavirus outbreak, we are taking it very seriously and taking the measures in our Lantern Festival to provide the highest safety standard to ensure our citizens have a safe and leisure environment to enjoy the festival. So, for the anticipated crowds, we suggest visit to wear the facial mask, and wash your hands very frequently. And the citizens with respiratory symptoms, we suggest you please avoid to attend the festival and other large-scale events to minimize the infection risks. And we continuously adapt the latest developments of the situation and update our decisions.
But the website of the city government and the website for the Lantern Festival, of course, has up-to-date information about the safety and things like this, right?
Yeah. The information is on the website.
Okay, so face masks, people going to the Lantern Festival, wear a face mask, wash your hands. Will there be places there to wash your hands, or the sanitizer will be available at the site of the Lantern Festival?
Yeah, the sanitizers will be deployed in all over the 30 service areas, including the information stations, the nursery rooms, and the healthcare stations, and also the emergency center and the media centers.
Okay, so you don't need to bring your own sanitizer. There'll be sanitizer there.
Yeah, don't be nervous. And the soaps will be available in temporary toilets as well to enhance personal hygiene and healthcare sanitization. Yeah.
Okay, so it sounds like that the city government, which is organizing the Lantern Festival, they've taken all the appropriate safety measures. So people, you're thinking about going to the Lantern Festival? Go, definitely go. You don't have to worry about the coronavirus at the Lantern Festival. So go, starting tomorrow is the first day?
Yeah,
yes?
starting from tomorrow, the 8th of February.
Okay.
Yeah, and to the 16th of February.
Okay, terrific. So let's talk about the Lantern Festival. Now that we know it's safe to go, what does Lantern Festival mean? Like, what is the significance in the Taiwanese culture, Chinese culture for Lantern Festival? And why does it happen right after New Year?
Yes, in Chinese culture, the Lantern Festival is on the 15th of the lunar January. And
so first month of the new year.
Yeah. Actually, it is the first full moon night in the Lunar New Year. Yeah, so it marks the end of the Chinese New Year celebration in the New Year. Yeah, and in this day is an important day for people to get together with their families and celebrate and enjoy the festival.
Okay, Una, I know you design things for children. Is this festival more important for adults or children, or everybody loves it equally?
I think everybody loves it equally because it's more like a reunion time for families. So, yeah, it's for everyone.
And what do you remember most about Lantern Festival from when you were a child, Una?
Lanterns. Not only the big lanterns, because we have the small ones we can carry with us and go to explore at night. Yeah.
Okay, and Vincent, we know from looking at the website of the Lantern Festival that there's Dongchu, the eastern part of Taipei, has lantern events, and then the Xichu has events. So there's events all in different parts of Taipei City, and you're working on the ones in the eastern district. So why don't you tell us about what's so special about the events in the eastern part of Taipei, the Lantern Festival? Well, tell us a little bit about the Tusa, the special things about Lantern Festival in the eastern part of Taipei.
Yeah. Because in East area is a younger area in Taipei City, and in this area we design the lanterns with the features to attract the young people to join.
No, wait. When you say young, how young do you mean? Do you mean it's for like people in their 20s, their 30s? Do you mean it's for families with children?
Yeah, when I'm talking about the young, I mean people in every age with a young mind.
Okay, that's a good point. So everybody's welcome. As long as you have a young mind.
Yeah.
Even older people like me, right? I'm getting old. Everybody's welcome as long as you have a young mind. Why do you need to have a young mind?
Yeah, because for this area in East area, it's called the Nangang District. Yeah, it's a younger part in Taipei City, and we have many scientific and technology and technology headquarters here. And so the feature of the East part is quite young. So we want to localize and internationalize our Lantern Festival with the features. Yeah, so we combine the design to fusion the ideas together.
What are some of those ideas? Tell us about them.
In the East area?
Sure.
Yeah. In East area, we have the main thing called the 展风神. The thing is focused on the young people who work hard and study hard in Taipei City, and in Taiwanese, the 展风神 is 灯红心, means show off. Which means we hope the young people who study and work in Taipei, they all have one day to show off themselves. Yeah.
Is that one day is the Lantern Festival? Is this the day they're supposed to show off? Yeah. So how many sites are there in the Eastern District with different Lantern Festivals? Is it all at one place, or is it in different places within the Eastern area?
We have three major scenes in Eastern area. The first one is 展风神, I just talked about.
And where is that?
It's in the Nanxing Park in front of the Nangang Station.
Okay. Yeah. So very easy to get to.
Yeah, very easy. You can take MRT to Nangang Station. Yeah.
Okay, and the other two, where are those?
The other two is next to the first one. Is in the Pinggai Gongyuan, the Bottle Cap Park. Yeah, and it's called Chismong.
Yeah, Chismong.
Chismong. Yeah, Chismong. Yeah. And the third part is in the forest scene. Yeah, it's in a big whale swimming in the forest. Yeah, and it's a very special one, and it's also next to the second one.
Okay, so you could walk from one to the other.
Yeah, it's very convenient for you to enjoy.
Okay, so how many hours do you expect people to spend if someone goes with their wife or their husband, their girlfriend, their children? How many hours do people need to really enjoy the Lantern Festival in the eastern area of Taipei if they go to all three events?
Yeah, of course, because of the besides of the lanterns, you can also enjoy the peripherals. There are malls and shops around there. So actually, you can spend maybe a whole day or half a day there.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can admire the lantern designs, and in the closing day of the 16th of the February, we have a parade there.
What kind of parade?
The parade by the artist. Yeah, and you can see the parade from the afternoon. Yeah.
Okay, so when people go to the Lantern Festival tomorrow night on the first night, what will they actually see at each location? What will be the visual that they see? Is there things that are lit up, or performers? What's there at the scene?
Oh, well, if you go to the opening ceremony in tomorrow night,
Which is at the Nanxing.
in Nanxing Park, there is an opening, and you will see the sounds, not only the lanterns, but also with the effects of sounds and the lights. It's quite amazing.
And what time is that at?
The time is on the website.
Okay. So but there's an actual ceremony. And you definitely want people to attend, right? Because that's like the important highlight. And there's be a lot of food there as well?
It's because next to the Nanxing Park is the Nangang Road, and there are many shops in the Nangang Road. And you can have the dinner there. It's quite convenient.
Okay. Uno.
Yeah.
How did you get the name Uno, by the way? It doesn't mean number one in Spanish, right? Your Uno means something else, right?
Yeah, actually, it's a Swedish name.
A Swedish name.
Yes.
Okay, in Taipei, when people think of Sweden, they I'm sure you've heard this before.
Yeah.
They all tend to say IKEA. Right?
Yeah.
People tell you that all the time.
Sometimes it's Switzerland. I don't know why.
Well, as you probably know, when I go home to America and I say I live in Taiwan, they say, "Oh, I've been to Bangkok many times."
Thailand.
Right. So I'm sure you can understand. So, how did you get a Swedish name? Tell us about that.
Actually, it's a pronunciation because my name in Chinese pronounced like Yunong, and my Swedish friends thought that it sounds really like their name, one of their
a common name, common name in Sweden.
Yeah, it's spelled like UNO, and in English it's like Uno, but in Swedish it's Uno. So it's more like my Chinese name.
So it's a coincidence.
Yes.
Okay, but you studied in Sweden.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, I studied 2 years there to get my master program, which called Child Culture Design (MA) degree, and it's more like we come from different country and different background of design. Like I'm specializing product design more, and my classmates some of them are architects and some of them are theater designer, but we are all focused on designing for children, so we pay more attention on children's development and psychology and different things around children.
And you've designed something very special for children for the Lantern Festival in the eastern part of Taipei that Vincent has helped organize.
Yes.
What have you designed?
It's hard to picture.
I know.
When
That's
you
why I'm
don't have
asking
a
you as
picture,
the
but-
designer to. But
Yeah.
you have a small picture that you
Yeah, I
can
have
show
a
us.
small picture like so I show there. Yeah, it's more like a comic, and there's no words on it. I wish that when children see this kind of things, they can understand the story without words. So that's a convenient key visual for them. And when you understand the story, you have your own interpretation, so you can enjoy my design, like landscape design more, and you can create your own story about my design.
But your design is the moon, or it's cheese, or help us understand. And why is that? I mean, obviously, because you tell us about the lunar year and what's the connection.
Yeah, it's more like a theme. It's not only a moon and cheese and a mouse. It's more like a theme. I create like this one. Maybe I can show to here. It's like the first picture. You can see that there's a flying moon and it's moving. It's not normal when you see the moon. It's moving and then it's speeding up and flying to Taiwan, to Taipei. And you can see there's a character in Chinese. I call it 鼠宝. It's like ratty, I don't know, Mickey, something like that. A nickname for it, it's 鼠宝. And then they have many of them. And they drive this kind of spaceship, a moon-shaped one, to Nangang to tell us a story and the secret about cheese and moon. Because when I got this project, I'm thinking about the moon and the rats, the relationship and the connection between them. I thought that would be interesting if I imagine the moon as the cheese, because
but where did this idea come from that the moon is made of cheese?
I think when I was a child, when you see the moon, you can see there's holes and there's some features looks like cheese a little bit. I think it's maybe from my childhood memory, and some children's book mention it too.
Often mention that.
So I think it's a really common or really normal imagination for children. So it's easy to create this kind of story. Yeah, and I think I wrap this thing as a secret for children, so they can discover more details in my design, because I put a lot of hidden hints in the designs, like small cheese and a small rat-ish pattern, so you can discover more.
So how large is the design, the whole structure of the project?
I can really measure it because I design a lot of small cheese-shaped chairs, and it's scattered in the park. So it's a really wide range of space in the park.
But this is designed for children to come and play on it and touch it.
It's more like a play signal for them. When you see my work from a distance, you can see small dots of colors, light dots. So you will be curious, what is that? What are they? So you will approach them and see my stories.
Vincent, you've seen the cheese?
Yeah.
Did you play with it too? Did you climb on the?
Actually, it's still under the construction.
I hope it's ready by tomorrow.
But it's very amazing. Yeah.
And what age is ideal for playing with the cheese?
Actually, I don't want to put an age restriction for people.
So it's okay for adults too?
Yes, but some like I have like a door shape. I designed it specially for children, so it's smaller. So if you are a huge humankind, it's harder to get in and get through. But I think that's one of the special feature in my design, that I design something specially for children only.
And is there music playing as part of the cheese, the moon?
No, not in my place. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how many people could be inside the moon or the cheese at one time?
I put a rule to it because I think there will be some kind of crowded. So I think it will be, there's a stage constructed with mirrors. That in that stage I put a rule of 6 people to it. But besides the stage, there's 15 cheese chair, so yeah, I think maybe 20-ish, 30 people can play. at the same time.
Oh, wow. Okay, this is starting to sound very exciting. And you don't have to eat cheese to enjoy this, correct? You don't have to be a cheese eater.
No.
Not necessary. And you're not serving any cheese there.
No.
Maybe you should add that. Taipei City cheese. Okay, so does it matter what the weather is? It's outside?
Yeah, it's outside. Yeah, but it's all waterproofed. So
it's all waterproof.
Yeah.
So if it's raining, you can still play with the cheese, correct?
Yes, but maybe you don't want to sit down the chair because it
is outside. It is exposed. Yeah. Okay, Vincent, are you going to guarantee that there'll be beautiful weather tomorrow for the Lantern Festival? Can the city government guarantee nice weather?
We have to check the weather report.
Right. You don't want to guarantee that on behalf of the city government.
But we have the solution, for each kind of weather, for the rainy weather or the sunny weather,
Okay, so what happens if it rains?
If it rains, we have the shield for the people, and the people, the opening ceremony will still go on, and the people can watch it in the theater.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, so there's a covering, so people can still watch it if it rains. Okay.
Yes.
Great. And if it's cold, it doesn't matter?
No problem for the cold.
Okay. Yeah, just wear a jacket. And still have to wear your mask.
Yeah.
Mask, of course.
Yeah. When you visit the crowded area, please remember to wear the facial mask. And wash your hand very frequently. Yeah.
Okay. I'm so fascinated by this cheese, and we're gonna have to go to a commercial in a few minutes. So we'll talk more about the cheese after the commercial break. But how long did it take you to build this cheese structure for the Lantern Festival?
From the beginning?
Yeah.
From the sketch?
Yeah, sure.
It's like over half year.
It took 6 months to build this.
Yeah. I mean, from the sketch, from the ideas. Yeah.
But once you start putting together the construction materials, how long does that take?
Maybe 3-4 months.
Well, all by yourself, or you have a whole team of people?
I have a whole team, yeah.
Okay. And you built it on site, or you have to transport it?
No, I transported to the thing, yeah.
Okay. Wow, this is really, it sounds amazing. I'll definitely go, and certainly hope that people watching our show, listening. And you said it's all visual, so you don't need to speak Mandarin to enjoy the event, right? So foreigners, our foreign friends who are watching, that's fine, right? There's no language.
Yeah, it's all understandable, I think. The picture book. Yeah.
Okay. And the rest of the festival also, right? You don't need to have Mandarin language skill to enjoy the Lantern Festival events, correct?
The language will not be a problem there.
Why? Why? Because everything is visual, or?
Everything is visual, and you can just see the show, see the lanterns, and to understand the meaning. Yeah.
Okay.
And also, there's a description next to it, and in English also. So
a description of the cheese moon.
Of every work. So
okay.
Understand.
But what is the difference between a designer and an artist for this event?
It's really hard to define this.
That's why I asked you.
Sometimes I can't really define it because in this project, I think everyone call me artist. I'm not so familiar to it, but I can't really define it.
Because in Mandarin, you're called the 设计师, right?
Yeah.
You're not the 艺术家, you're not the artist. But some of the other events also have artists, right?
Yeah,
I guess artist is more like a scientist, and the media designer is more like engineer.
Maybe. Sometimes. Yeah, I call myself more like an artistic designer.
Artistic designer.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's both.
Yeah.
Okay, but when it comes to designing something for children,
yes,
you have, as you said, you have this special knowledge because this is what you studied.
Yeah.
But before you did product design, and now you're doing cheese moons for children, correct?
Yeah. When I say product design, I mean like furnitures and things like this. So it's kind of similar. I mean, but like the landscape and the installation design, I did it this time. It's new to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be a great success, and we'll talk a little bit more about it after we go into these important commercial messages. I'm with Vincent Liu of the Department of Information and Tourism of the Taipei City Government, and Uno Lin, a designer for the Lantern Festival. We'll be back shortly.
讯息是真的太忙，还是别有用心，装不在意。我有点心急，整天胡思乱想，都在想你，阴气不停。我不想再逃避，诚实面对自己的心意，复杂的小情绪，和你分享每一个点滴，你给的好心情，指引你主动对我关心，想对你恶作剧为吸引你注意，每天都睡不着觉，真的太想你，每天都好烦恼觉，真的太想你，每天都在思考觉，真的太想你，每天都快疯掉觉，真的太想你。总能让我感觉如同思鸣，甜在心里。我太过在意你一举一动，牵着我的心，无法抗拒。我不想再逃避，诚实面对自己的心意，复杂的小情绪，和你分享每一个点滴，你给的好心情，指引你主动对我关心，想对你恶作剧为了吸引你注意，每天都睡不着觉，真的太想你，每天都好烦恼觉，真的太想你，每天都在思考觉，真的太想你，每天都快疯掉觉，真的太想你。
收听台北广播电台 FM 93.1 AM 1134，让你的心情嗨起来。大家好，我是陈零九。
对抗武汉肺炎，防疫全面启动。
肥皂勤洗手，少摸眼鼻口，咳嗽戴口罩，
保持空气流通，定期用稀释漂白水消毒环境，也要避免去人多拥挤的场所。
如果出现发烧、咳嗽症状，拨打疾管署1922防疫专线或台北市卫生局防疫专线23753782，让政府协助你，
防护做到位，保护自己也保护别人。
以上广告由台北市政府观光传播局提供。
亲爱的听众朋友，2020台北灯节2月8号到2月16号于西门、南港举行，周边道路实施交管，提醒民众利用大众运输工具前往会场。有关公车改道及交通管制资讯，请上大台北公车网或是台北灯节活动官网查询。以上内容由台北市政府观传局提供。亲 亲爱的市民朋友，109年度租金分级补贴加班列车即日开始到3月31号受理申请，申请书可以到区公所或是都市发展局索取，也可以到台北市租金补贴网下载。咨询专线02-2777-2186-0再转1。以上内容由台北市政府都市发展局提供。
This is Ross Darrell Feingold. You're listening to the Residence Messenger program on Taipei Broadcasting Station. Tonight we're talking about the Lantern Festival organized by Taipei City Government, which is starting tomorrow, February 8th, and will go until February 16th. I'm joined by Vincent Liu of the Department of Information and Tourism, and Uno Lin, one of the designers of the Special Lantern Festival exhibits. Before we continue, Vincent, can you just remind our audience of the website and where they could get more information about the Lantern Festival?
Yeah, the website address is 2020.lanternfestival.taipei, or you can just pick up your mobile phone and input the 2020 Lantern Festival Taipei in the search engine, and you will see the website. Yeah.
And there's a QR code as well. And if you scan the QR code, what do you get?
Yeah, you can scan the QR code and you can get on the official website.
And you get all the up-to-date information, the safety information, which we talked about. It's safe to go. Don't worry. There is appropriate health measures. We just heard during the commercial the announcement about how to stay safe during the coronavirus outbreak, and there'll be sanitizer and soap and plenty of support for people at the Lantern Festival, right, Vincent? So it's safe to go, right?
Yeah. You can check out the health advice about the virus, and also the information of the shopping and the timing, all the complete information on the website.
Terrific. And one thing we worry about with the virus is being close together in small spaces, because that sometimes can be dangerous. Mm-hmm. But these events are actually at very large parks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's outdoor.
It's outdoors, very large space. And Uno, the project that you helped design, it's in a very large space. Maybe you could tell us a bit about why you put the cheese moon in this big space.
Yeah, in the beginning, I would like to choose a place with like a green things in it.
Do you mean like grasses?
Yeah, and trees under the tree or on the grass, that would be perfect. So I go around the park because that's where we can choose our locations. So I choose somewhere with a really old tree, really big tree, and under that tree I put my design in it. Because in my thesis, master program thesis, I was probing more into the relationship between children and nature. Mm-hmm. So that's one of my projects. And in this project, I put a lot of mirrors. So when you see the reflection, you can see from different angle to see the trees, the grass, and to appreciate the nature in different perspective.
And Vincent, it's very important to be in a big space, because in past years, for what I learned by looking on the internet research, this is a really popular event in Taipei City. A lot of people come every year.
Yeah, in last year, actually over 4 million person times.
4 million
over
persons.
4 million, yeah.
And I mean, that's extraordinary, because the population of Taipei City is what, about 3 million or so. So it's like the entire population of Taipei plus another 1 million people
actually
come
we have
to this event.
Other visits from other cities and the world.
Well, of course, we want people all over Taiwan to come to the Taipei City Lantern Festival. We don't want to go anywhere else, right? We want them to come to this one and to see Uno's cheese moon. But 4 million, I mean, that's just just amazing.
Yeah, it's person time.
Yeah, over the course of eight days.
Yeah, maybe you can visit the Lantern Festival several days in the period.
And what are some of the other special artists or exhibits that are in the Eastern District? We talked about Uno and the Cheeseman. What are some of the others? Can you tell us a little bit about some of the other famous artists or designers that have helped with the Lantern Festival?
Yeah, in the East area, there are different features of each lantern. The lantern in Nanxing Park is called 展风神灯红行 in Taiwanese.
What does that mean in Taiwanese?
Actually,
because some of our audience are foreigners like me. We might speak a little bit of Mandarin, but not a lot of us speak Taiwanese. So, what does it mean?
In Taiwanese, 灯红行 means one person, he has the courage to show off himself and to challenge himself. So in this lantern, we wish to symbolize the meaning that encourage young people to have more courage to challenge the new things, and one day they can achieve their dream and they can really show off themselves.
And as you talked about earlier in the show, that's a good fit with the location because it's in Nangang, and Nangang is known for technology and startup companies. Yeah. So you want to encourage young people to be bold, and that's what this theme means. And what about some of the other artists and designs?
Okay. And the second one is the Cheeseman, and the third is in the forest. We call it Senlin Juchang forest scene. And inside it there is a big whale, about 10 meters. Flying in the forest. That's a very special. Picture there, and also about the parade. The parade in the end of the 16th of February, it will start from the Nanxing Park and to the Taipei Music Center. And Taipei Music Center is also a new place coming soon in Taipei. And
where is that located, the Taipei Music Center?
It is in the Nangang Road, not too far from the Nanxing Park. So the parade can walk from Nanxing Park to the music center. And the music center represents the popular culture of Taipei, also the symbol of young people. Yeah. So in the east area, the lanterns and the parade, the topics we wish to represent the courage, the spirit, the localized culture, of the young people.
So in the parade, the streets will be closed and there'll be performers going in the streets. What will the parade be like?
We'll have the performers and the street artists to join the parade.
Because I've been to other cities around the world, and other cities have lots of parades. I come from New York City. We have lots of parades in New York City. I usually don't think of Taipei as a city with parades.
Yeah, because originally we planned the school and the students to join the parade. Yeah, but because of the virus, we downsized the scale of the parade. Yeah.
But the parade is still going on.
Yeah, it's still very, 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 very wonderful. Yeah.
Well, of course, it'll be wonderful. Yeah, absolutely. So, Uno, Vincent just mentioned the three different areas. Now, of course, we know you love your own design, but is there, if people are going to the Lantern Festival, is there an order that they should visit each one of the different areas, or from your perspective as a designer, it doesn't matter, or it's better for people to go to 1, 2, or 3 in a particular order?
I think it doesn't matter. I mean the orders, but when you go out the station, you can see the Deng Hongxin, at the first place. So you
come out of the Nangang MRT station.
Yeah, so you will see that at the first place, and then you can walk around and explore more. So you can find other works, around it.
Mm-hmm. And as a designer, how long do you think people should spend on each of these exhibits?
I think it's not like the art in the museum that you...
That's a really important point. Yeah. Please explain.
I mean, it's not like it's not that serious. It's because my work, you can play with it, you can interact with it. So it's more like you can sit down and take a rest and chat with friends and family, and then maybe you had dinner at my design place, and then when you feel like you refill, I mean, you have enough energy to walk again, so you can explore more other works.
Well, so it sounds like you're encouraging people to take your time. No need to rush through these things, because you said it's not a museum where you might just look at the thing on the wall, the painting on the wall, and then you move on to the next one. Right. So, but this one you want to take your time.
Yes.
Yeah. And for children, they'll be playing on the chairs, so they won't get bored.
They won't. And there's a reminder: don't run.
Why not?
Because they will be crowded, and because of the lights, and also it's not that bright there. So you have to be really careful about the landscape and other people. So I mean, don't run.
Okay. Now, Vincent, I'm going to ask you a really difficult question. Okay. So, next week it's on the Western calendar, it's Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Right. Now, what if someone doesn't have children? Because we know some of these events are really good for children. But what if someone doesn't have children, but they want to go with their date on Valentine's Day to the Lantern Festival? Which area would you recommend they go to with their date?
Actually, in each of the west area and the east area, we have the programs in the Valentine's night.
On February 14th.
Yeah. Okay. For boys and the girls and everybody to enjoy the Valentine's night, and we have concerts, performs. Yeah, and and you can picture there. We have a wall decorated by the flowers. Yeah, so you can take pictures there. Yeah.
The flowers will be there.
Yeah, in National Park.
So if I forget to buy flowers for someone, can I just take one of those flowers?
It's not allowed.
Okay, so that'll be in Nanshin Park. So that will be a good place to go on Valentine's Day.
Yes.
Yeah, which is a Friday night, next Friday night, February 14th. Will you be working there that night? You have to work on Valentine's Day?
It's busy. I have to work. Yeah, so I won't picture there.
Okay, so it's not only for families, and it's a good place to go on Valentine's, right?
Yes.
Okay, in the Eastern District as well as the Western District, but the best one would be Nanshin Park for Valentine's.
Yes.
Okay, good. So it's a backup option for people who didn't prepare. Uno, will you be there every night to watch your design throughout the Lantern Festival?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But daytime as well, or you only?
No, because the lights will be light up around 5
o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay.
5
every
to
night
10.
from 5
to 10.
Every night from 5 to 10.
So I will be there maybe 6 to 9, something like that.
In weekday, it will light from 5 to 10, and in weekend, it will from 5 to 11.
Okay. So starting tomorrow night from 5 to 11.
Yes.
And Sunday night as well?
Yes.
Okay.
In weekend.
Okay. So Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night. Yeah, 5 to 11. The weeknights 5 to 10. Valentine's Day, it's also perfect. Uno, you've explained to us it's perfect for children as well. We have just a few more minutes, Vincent. Very quickly, can you just tell us a little bit more about what you do in the tourism section of your department?
Yeah.
And some of the other events that you do besides Lantern Festival.
Yeah, I'm working in the tourism development team in the Information and Tourism Department of Taipei City Government, and in our team, our job is to promote Taipei tourism image to the domestic and worldwide. So, besides of this kind of event, we also promote our meeting, incentive travel, and convention and meeting. And that's called MICE, MICE Industry. Yeah, and it's quite a tough job for us, but we all do our best. Yeah, to promote Taipei, to let and more people know the tourism.
Taipei is a great place for MICE events,
Yes,
right?
yes.
There's lots of things to see. There's lots of delicious food. So yeah, and we're not only saying that because we're the Taipei City Government Broadcasting Station. I mean, we really mean that, right? We genuinely mean Taipei is a great place for meetings, incentives, conventions, and exhibits. And what else do you do besides the MICE, promoting the MICE and Lantern Festival? What other kinds of events or activities do you promote for tourism?
We also held different kind of events like the tourism exhibitions in Taipei or in the worldwide. Yeah, we will go abroad to hold the exhibition to let more people coming from other countries know the good of Taipei and attractive of Taipei. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And hopefully 2019 is going to be a big year for tourism in Taipei. Are you a good outlook?
Yeah.
Even though there's a virus right now, but
everybody will have a very safe and very leisure, very wonderful Lantern Festival.
Absolutely. Uno, before we go, what is just one final thing you want people to know about the Lantern Festival in Taipei this year?
You mean in the west and the east?
In the east, where your exhibit is, what's one thing you want people to know?
I just want you to really enjoy your leisure time there and try everything besides the 书包 itself, because I designed 书包 as 书包 is fragile as every one of us. It's like a humankind. It's like your pet, so don't punch it.
Don't punch Shu Bao. Okay. So please go to the Lantern Festival. Remember not to punch Shu Bao. Bring your families, bring your wives or your girlfriends, your husbands, your boyfriends. Everybody is welcome. It's perfectly safe, even though the virus is going on. They're well prepared, so don't worry about that. I've been joined tonight by Vincent Liu from the Department of Information Tourism. Vincent, thanks again for coming and introducing the Lantern Festival to us. Thank you
so much.
And Uno Lin, one of the designers of the Moon Cheese exhibit. I just wish you great success and hope that lots of people come and they don't punch Shu Bao and they play on the chairs. And thank you so much for introducing your exhibition to us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, this is Ross Darrell Feingold. You've been listening to the Residence Messenger program on Taipei Broadcasting Station. Have a great weekend.
嘴巴最坏，猜一猜，只是成了一时之快，明明就没那么的坏。